Okay, so the fly that I'm tying here is called a woolly weenie. The one I have in the vise is on a size 8 hook. A woolly weenie is what you get when you combine a woolly bugger with a greenie weenie. This one I tied here is green. The one I'm going to tie for the video is going to be pink. It's going to be for my wife, who has a pink fly rod with pink fly line, and she likes her flies to match. I'm going to start by putting my bead on the hook. I always put my bead in my hackle pliers. I try to pick it up with my fingers. I'll never get it picked up. I'm missing a finger, and then the fingers I have are big, fat, and clumsy, so yeah, there's no way I'd get that bead picked up with my fingers, so I just use my hackle pliers. All right, get that in the vise. And we're going to just put some thread behind that bead, hold it in place. So if you know how to tie a greenie weenie and a woolly bugger, you know how to do this. Pretty easy fly to tie. This is one of my favorite flies to tie. It's one of my favorite flies to fish. People ask you what you're catching fish with, and you say woolly weenie. Kind of look at you funny. We're gonna basically get our loop in here. Start about halfway down the hook shank, tie in your chenille, and then stop at the hook bend. Make your loop. I like that right there. Pinch it in place and just tie that in like that. So when I fish this fly, I usually fish it like a streamer for bluegill. Cast it, strip it back in, wrap my chenille around. You can fish it under an indicator. You can fish it like a nymph, tight line style, just dead drifted along the bottom. You can swing it. It's caught bluegill with all those techniques using this fly. Gonna use, so I got a size 8 hook here. I don't want my hackle to be, really big or, outlandishly huge or anything on this. Using this size 12, it's basically a scrap piece of hackle. Grizzly hackle. Tie that in. Do a couple wraps in the front of that. Go back behind it. Cut off the stem. Move my thread back to the tail. And then just wrap this back. Tie that off there. Cut out the excess. And And I'm going to whip finish here at the tail. Kind of work around the hook point. Go ahead and cut that off. Put some Sally Hansen's hard as nails right there, and that's it. Like I said, this is a fly that I fish quite a bit. Use it majority of the time for bluegill, especially in these smaller sizes, 8, 10, 12. I have tied bigger ones and have used them for bass. Not a lot of success for bass. It's a great bluegill fly, panfish fly. Use it small creeks, use it in ponds. Usually when I'm using it in ponds, I'll strip it. A lot of times if I'm, when I'm fishing small creeks, if I got enough current to swing it, I'll cast it out and swing it. Let the current do the work for me. I also use this fly, so I volunteer with the Mayfly Project. We take kids who are in the foster care system and teach them how to fly fish, mentor them through fly fishing. The name of the fly is woolly weenie. It's a fun name to say. Tell a kid, when a kid catches a fish and what you catch that with, the way their face lights up, not just from catching the fish, but saying the name, woolly weenie. It's when you're a teenage boy, you feel like you're getting away with something there. So that's a woolly weenie in pink. Good thing about a woolly weenie is you're not stuck with the color green like you are with a greenie weenie.